In this video, you will master every aspect of movement. You will learn how to teleport and most importantly, break your enemy's aim, camera, and aim assist. Hello everybody, it feels amazing to be back on YouTube with all of you. I had to take a break from Warzone and content creation because I was living in a real Warzone. But thankfully, I'm in a new and safer place now. I'm back to content creation as well as streaming on Kick. First of all, let's get one thing out of the way. When it comes to movement, COD is filled with misleading clips. But what you are about to see and learn is in the real 4+ KD sweaty lobbies. And I have no problem at all showing my task manager to anyone when I'm streaming. There are going to be 4 layers of movement in this guide. In layer 1, you will learn all the basic techniques and why you should use them. In layer 2, the techniques will evolve and you will be using a combo of 2 or 3 techniques at the same time. So make sure that you practice and master everything in layer 1 first. In layer 3 and 4, we will talk about the most important movement lesson. A lesson that sadly all the movement guides seem to never explain. Except my guides, of course. And if you have seen the movement guide I made for Warzone 3, then you already know what I'm talking about. But if you are new here, subscribe and watch your brain grow with every video that you watch. Layer 3 will open your mind and eyes. You will learn about the correct things to think about and be aware of. The things that are constant in every situation, even though every fight is different. That mental analysis and awareness is what you need so you can get to that euphoric moment where you finally use movement and win. Layer 4 will be the art of movement. We will get all the techniques from layer 1 and 2 and the mental notes from layer 3 and combine them all at once and go over my own movement clips so you can see how everything that I taught you is being implemented. And then I will teach you how to effectively practice, progress, and what to expect along your journey. My mission here is to help you become a better Warzone player, and I have taken hundreds of players from dropping 5 kills to 15+ in no time. So a like and comment from you is highly appreciated so we can keep this honest content going. And if you want to exponentially speed up your improvement, I create personalized coaching programs that are tailored for how you receive information effectively and are guaranteed to blow your mind away with the results and value they give. For that, my coaching link is in the description below, and you can also book a free consultation call if you have any questions or you want to learn more. Layer 1, the basics. Omni movement changed everything for Warzone because we don't need to turn away to gain momentum and do movement. We can use any technique in all the directions. But sadly, there is a slight movement delay in this game, which is why it feels a bit clunky, and sometimes if you mess up the timing, some moves will not work at all. The first basic is strafing, which is simply to move right and left. This makes you a harder target to hit. Just don't make these 3 mistakes. Don't spam strafe. This won't make you a harder target. It will look like your character is having a seizure in the same spot. Don't strafe in one direction only. Your enemy will catch on to that, so keep alternating between right and left. Don't crouch and strafe at the same time. You will become much slower and the enemy will have an easier time landing headshots on you. Matter of fact, just don't crouch in any fight. If you want to spam strafe, only do that to shoulder peek around the corner and get the information that you need. Now, although strafing sounds very simple, it will be a very crucial part in layer 2's movement combos. And if you are a controller player, this is even more important because that's how you can activate rotational aim assist, by simply just moving. Speaking of aim assist, this is the first time that they actually nerf it in a way. So do you guys think it's still broken? Is it balanced now? Or does it need a slight buff? Let me know down in the comments. The second basic is jumping. Now, as silly as it sounds, jumping will be necessary in 4 ways. When you're out of cover and you need to do something to dodge at least a few bullets, jumping is the easiest thing you can do while you're strafing. Jumping can be also used as a way to ego chow around the corner, and jumping will be the most important action you take so you can make those complex sequences in layer 2. And the last important thing for jumping, although we don't have a map that has a lot of water now, but Vandal might return as Call of Duty said. But if you also play multiplayer, this will help you a lot. Instead of mantling out of water and having to go through that slow animation where you're unable to aim or shoot, before you reach that small piece of cover that you want to mantle, aim up and jump out of the water like a dolphin. This will allow you to instantly shoot and move instead of having to go through that slow animation. And I don't think anybody in this game will expect you to do that. To practice it, just go into any multiplayer map that has water and practice going up and down as I'm doing in this video. Once you feel like you have that tempo set, try to do it with a piece of cover and try to go on top of it without mantling. The famous slide cancel, the easiest and most effective move out of them all, which is done by simply pressing your slide or crouch button while you're running and then pressing the jump button to cancel the animation. It's one of the best ways to take cover quickly because of the speed boost it gives. It's the most effective movement mechanic to break an enemy's camera if you know when to use it. More on that in layer 3. But slide cancelling has changed because it no longer resets your tag sprint at the same pace it used to do in the previous games. So it's better to hold your melee button and pull out your knife so you can run and move faster across the map. There's only one thing that you should never do with slides or slide cancels, which is to slide right in front of the enemy because that gives them easy headshots. Omni movement added the ability to do any form of movement in all the directions. But what it took away is actually even more important. In previous COD games, if you wanted to slide, you had to look away at a 90 degrees angle, run, gain momentum to do a slide, then you can slide, then you have to look back to shoot your target. But now you don't have to do any of that, and that makes the ability to do movement way more responsive. But there will be small and rare instances where if you actually rely on omni movement instead of doing 90-degree turns, you will lose the fight. More on that in layer 4. And now for going prone and diving. Just like sliding, you can use it in all the directions. But it has a huge problem. When you dive, you are in a position that takes a lot of time to get out of due to that slow animation to stand up. So only use it as a last option, or if you know that the enemy is low HP and you need that small distance boost to catch them. The good news is that in layer 2, there will be a way to cancel that slow animation and teleport instantly. When it comes to diving, it's actually better and faster than sliding to cover because your hitbox is much smaller and you're moving at a faster pace. But if you want to use that technique to go to cover, make sure that you understand how far you're going to go with each dive. Because if you don't get used to that distance, you will end up either overshooting or undershooting, and now you're stuck in a place without cover and you need time to get out of it. There is a diving mechanic that we still have from Modern Warfare 2 and 3, which is the ability to instantly move after diving by just making sure that when you're diving, your thighs are hitting the piece of cover you're trying to land on. The last important note about diving has to do with the parachute. Sometimes you can't go from one place to another, like a rooftop to another, by running, jumping, and opening your parachute. Or you will be able to, but it will be really slow, and sometimes you have to do a mantle animation because of how low you became. So instead, tag sprint, dolphin dive, and then open your chute and cut it. That small distance that you were able to cover but really slowly is now being done instantly. Those slow mantles are no longer needed, and with this technique you will be able to reach places that were previously unreachable by simply running, jumping, and opening your parachute. There's only one danger about omni movement when it comes to sliding or diving. Sometimes you want to go behind cover and it ends up throwing you way beyond where you want to go, because once you move sideways and try to crouch or prone, you end up sliding or diving instead. So make sure that you crouch and prone first and then move to that cover, or move to that cover and once you're behind it, you stop moving and then you crouch and go prone. You can also turn off this setting, but I highly recommend that you keep it on because it has a lot of benefits, and this is the only negative thing about it. And now it's time for layer 2, the combos. In layer 1, we mentioned how we don't need to do a 90 degrees turn and use forward momentum to do slides or any form of movement. Now, does that mean that using forward momentum is no longer needed at all? No. If you choose to use forward momentum, it will make your slides and jumps faster due to the energy coming from tag sprinting, which is something that you can only do by running to the front. And sometimes turning away is actually faster and better than just moving sideways, especially when you want to trick your enemy into thinking that you ran away. And speaking of faster slides, this movement technique will catapult your slide and double its speed and distance. The super slide, G slide, I've seen so many names for this move, which is simply done by tag sprinting, then jumping, and while you are mid-air, you press your slide button. And of course you can do it in any direction, but just like we mentioned before, using it with forward momentum is where it shines the most. The second combo is the most used movement technique throughout Warzone history, except Warzone 2 where we had no movement at all. Call of Duty, never repeat that experience, please. That technique is the slide cancel jump. The slide cancel is pressing your slide button while you're moving and then the jump button once to cancel the slide. All you have to do is press the jump button again so you can add a jump to it. Now how you choose to jump is up to you. You can slide in one direction and then jump in the other, or you can slide in one direction and continue to jump in the same one, or you can slide to the front and back with a small tilt to the right or left. It's totally up to you. Just remember that this is the most important movement technique because it's the most convenient and easiest to learn, and it will confuse your enemy's aim more than once. And now for the most broken movement combo in this game. A movement technique that will have you looking like you're sleeping on the floor, only to instantly teleport back up in a blink of an eye. Now personally, I don't have a name for this combo yet, and I haven't seen anything online about it. So I'm gonna leave naming this movement technique for you guys. Just give a name for this combo in the comments below, and the comment with the most likes will be the official name that I will be using in future guides. Knowing some of you guys, I feel like the names are going to be interesting. So this combo is OP, but it's highly dependent on timing as well, and it's done in 5 steps. Step 1, move in any direction. Step 2, slide. Step 3, go prone. Step 4, jump, which is not actually a jump, it's just to cancel the previous animation. And step 5, the actual jump. Now when it comes to timing, there are 2 places in this combo that you need to focus on. The first one is between the slide and the prone. If you press slide and prone really quickly, you will end up just sliding. Or you might end up going prone after a while and in a very slow way. So instead, don't go prone until you start seeing your character in the slide animation. The second important timing is between the prone and the jump. If you press the jump button too early, you won't end up going to the ground and sleeping, and it would look like a slide cancel jump. And if you press it too late, you will end up going to a full prone, and then the animation of getting back up will become really slow, which is something that, as we talked about, we want to avoid. So to know when is the best time to press the first jump button is when you're going prone, you're going to notice that your crosshair size is starting to decrease. Once you see that, that is your window of time to press the jump button. Once you time that correctly, you will feel that on your screen, your character became a little bit lower. But from the enemy's POV, it will look like you went to sleep and instantly teleported back up. And then you spice it up by adding another jump. Yeah, good luck to your enemy if they're going to hit a single shot on you. Layer 3. Information. The last thing that you need to worry about when it comes to improving your movement is doing the movement techniques and breaking your enemy's cameras. And I know, it sounds like that makes no sense, especially after all the lessons in layer 1 and 2. You see, before you reach a spot where you need to execute those movement techniques, first you need to learn how to assess the situation that you are in. And only then you will know what movement technique to use, when to use it, or if you even need to use it in the first place. So layer 3 is going to focus on 11 mental lessons so you can know what to look out for and to become a movement freak. And if you have made it to this part of the video, I love you, you freak. The clips I'll be playing now will be linked to the topic I'm talking about, but don't worry, we will go into even more details and pauses and breakdowns in layer 4. The first mental lesson is patience, my friend. You are not going to become a movement expert tomorrow. You're gonna start out by trying different techniques in different situations, different places, at different times. And you're gonna start by actually losing more than you win. It will take time, and that is the only way to get the proper results. So stay patient and accept losing as part of the progress to become a better player. The best thing you can do is when you lose a fight or a match, record it and go back and watch it and go over the notes that I've been talking about today and see what you could have done better. And I know sometimes it could be hard for you to spot the mistake, so if you want an expert to look at it and exponentially speed up that progress, my coaching link is there in the bio. Now for the second lesson, which is my favorite, faking. Movement is all about mentally manipulating your enemy by making them think that you are doing something so that their reaction is what you wanted the whole time. You are setting up a trap. Now to do a fake, it can be through line of sight, it can be through audio cues when it exists, and proper timing. A fake can be by waiting around the corner while they chase you. It could be the slide cancel jump after you break line of sight. And it could be playing around corners and cover and breaking line of sight more than once. The whole point is, when you do a certain movement or reposition, ask yourself, what will the enemy think because I did that? And now that he is doing that thing, what can I do that I can get an advantage out of? Micro versus macro movement. Macro movement is a large movement like map rotations or trying to hold a power position. If you want a video on that, especially for ranked, just comment pizza down below. As for micro movement, it's not one massive move. It's actually a sequence of small moves. Those moves you do make or break a fight, like taking a corner, shoulder peeking for information first, strafing, repositioning, or slowly applying pressure while you are safe. When the enemy is aware of your presence, you can rarely just push in and win. Micro movement is what leads up to a moment where you use a movement technique if you need to. Sometimes when your micro movement is so good, you don't even need to use slide cancel. You can just win a fight by simply just doing small adjustments to your position. And as we go through the videos in layer 4, you are going to see an absurd amount of micro movement. And once you start noticing them, soon after, you will start doing them. And now for the most important form of micro movement, cover to cover movement. When I asked my students what was the most important lesson that you learned that helped you get more kills, die less, and become an aggressive player, their answer was cover to cover movement. It was not the movement techniques, it was not getting better aim, it was cover to cover movement. And the best part is, it's really simple. Always move from one piece of cover to another. And if you only have one, use it as a corner and go around its two sides depending on where the enemy is. Moving like this will always put you in a spot where you have instant access to a plan B. Cover to cover movement will help you isolate fights when you are outnumbered. It will break the enemy's line of sight so you can surprise them with movement. And it also allows you to do the 3 R's, which is the second part of micro movement. The 3 R's are reload, replate, and reposition. Go ahead and watch any good Warzone player, whether it's Warzone 1, 2, 3, or 4. They are always using the 3 R's. Whether it's because they won a fight and now they need to be safe from third parties, or they're outnumbered and need to win a 1v4, or just because they were not able to win a fight, yet they did something to fall back temporarily, and that falling back is what helped them get the win. Now, I'm not saying that you should do all the 3 R's every single time, but most of the times you're going to be using 1 or 2 of them at least. Think of it as if you're in a bad spot where after you assess your situation, you know that if you stay where you are, you're going to die. So sometimes you might want to retreat, and because you're retreating, the enemy is going to chase you, which gives you a chance to do a fake. Another form of repositioning could be going from cover to cover and breaking the line of sight, so out of nowhere you use a slide cancel jump and you win the fight. Or for reloading and replating, if you like to play solo quads or solo trios like me, you can't just shoot at 4 people at the same time and wipe them. Well, at least not in my lobbies. Moving on to, if there is no reason, then don't do it. Sometimes holding an angle could be better. Sometimes holding a power position could be better. The number of times I have seen people use random movement is absurd. And it only leads to putting you out of cover. It leads you to getting demotivated, getting lost. Only use movement when an opportunity shows up, which takes us to the next lesson. Waiting for or creating the opportunity. Think of it of balancing between aggression and defense. Before you do that move that will help you become a hard target to hit or break the enemy's aim, make sure that it's the right time and place, especially if you are fighting more than one enemy, by either waiting for their push and baiting them to you, just like you previously saw in the triple R videos, or by pushing and closing the gap slowly by taking minimal or no damage, by zigzagging from cover to cover, jiggle peeking, waiting till you do damage while you are safe, and then once you do enough damage, then it's okay to risk it a bit and push. When you want to use movement to create or wait for an opportunity, think of it in a way where you are either doing more damage while taking minimal HP or none at all. When you start entering the movement world and you try to kill people while doing movement, your aim is naturally going to fall off a bit, because now you're going to be playing in a new dimension. So every time you practice a new technique and you feel like you mastered the muscle memory for it, make sure that you go into the firing range or the private match and shoot a certain static target while you're moving to get used to this new way of shooting. Moving on to information. This game is all about information, so you can decide on what's the next move. When you have the info and you work based on that, you are being proactive, instead of being clueless and being reactive and sometimes passive. This is why I always tell people to go from cover to cover and then shoulder peek, or pop a UAV, or listen to what the sound cues are telling you, or looking at the minimap. That type of information will tell you what is the right thing to do and when. As for the last two, number 1, line of sight. You always need to move in a way where you have line of sight to see the information you see, but without overexposing yourself. And you also need to know when it's better to break off that line of sight, because it's better for you not to be seen, especially when you're doing fakes, for example. And as for the last mental note, drop the ego and learn to fall back. Only push when you have a reason to, like getting a knock or doing a lot of damage. But always remember that it's okay to run away, whether it's because you're about to die or because you need to do the 3 R's and push to the next piece of cover to get to the enemy. This mindset will allow you to reset and dissect each fight. And it takes away that mentality that I keep seeing with a lot of players, where it has to be one fight, you click shoot once and you have to keep shooting until either the enemy dies or you die. This will give you a whole new world and a whole new perspective on how to play the game. And now it's time to put everything into one pot. It's time for layer 4, the clip analysis. Just before we start with that, I want you guys to focus on 5 important points. Number 1, if you have made it to this part of the guide, I want you to thank yourself, because you are already on the right path to improvement. 2, I want you to focus on how many times I'm repeating the same exact words from layer 3. Third point is I want you guys to keep an open mind so you can see how it's more about the small steps, not just the final technique and the camera breaks. Movement is way more than just that. Number 4, once we're done with these clip analysis, I will tell you guys how to practice, how to progress, and what to expect along the way. Number 5, I appreciate every single one of you that is watching such types of videos and is wanting to improve themselves as a player. And I really want to keep this honest content going so I can help everybody become a sweat. So if you found any value in these videos, a like and a comment are highly appreciated. And if you are struggling with anything in Call of Duty, comment it down below so that could be the next video for you.
You alright? Nope.
Airstrike.
Oh, outside, I'm falling back, Oh no. Coming.
Yeah.
Good trades.
Holy, what did we just do? I'm running. All right, so first thing here is we start off with information. The first thing I see, look at the minimap. We have multiple players up top. One of them is ghosted as well. So I'm not going to push in like it's going to be an easy fight. I have to take them one at a time. Look at my centering as I'm moving up the stairs. We'll make another video for aim and how to have best aim in the game. I slide to check. Instead of just shoulder peeking in a slow way, I'm sliding while centering where the enemy could be. I do the same thing again, and I see my teammate pushing.
You alright?
The moment I see this guy right over here, I knew that I'm gonna get killed if I stay in my own spot.
Nope.
Airstrike.
Oh, outside, I'm falling back. So I communicate that I'm falling back. That's 1. 2, I stim, reload, and I don't think I need to replay it here. And then I push again. Oh no. Coming.
Yeah.
Now I did finish one, but I noticed that there's a second one and probably more based on that UAV. So even though I can still fight one more, I won't be able to fight all of them. So I'm going to do the 3 Rs once again. The moment I'm ready, I go again. And notice here, I don't have time to do any fancy movement. So all I do is strafe and jump. This is the best movement you can do in this case. Not a slide cancel, because if I slide in that direction, yes, I might be able to kill him, but I'm going to expose myself to the other guys around on the roof. The moment I get a knock, 3 Rs. Reload, replate, reposition. So I have a knock and I have specialists. So I start shooting so I can finish my knock. There's smoke, I'm kind of safe. So if you guys noticed, there was somebody running out the door. And that guy is not highlighted because of the tracker perk, which means there's 2 left. The moment he got downed, look at where I look, because I know there's one more person. But this time, while I'm reloading and replating, I know it's the last guy, so I don't need to like actually fully replate, and my teammate is already fighting. That's when I change the 3 Rs and I just instantly push the moment I have ammo, even if I'm 1 HP.
Good trades.
Holy, what did we just do? I'm running away.
I look 1 shot.
5 seconds.
2 more.
I remember this.
We're back.
Vas-y, mais il va me saouler lui. Oui.
Alright, there's no need to replay that. The only thing about this video, I know why I added it now, is I'm in a bad spot and I'm the last person alive. If I die, we're back to the lobby. So what I did was, because I'm outnumbered, I just kept focusing on corners so I can keep breaking line of sight. I kept rinsing and repeating until my teammates came back. Whoa! Oh no. No. Alright, so this one is actually has some mistakes from my side, but everybody makes mistakes. It's just how we regain from them. So I'm getting shot, I'm low HP, I don't have any good guns. And I find a loadout box. So I took both weapons and I forgot that the pistol is not as good as the SMG. And here I didn't realize that he's prone, he's just blending. Oh no. The moment I realized, I snapped to the left and tried to break line of sight and take cover. And also here, I thought I had that automatic pistol when in reality it was just a single shot. So I went back and took my SMG. No. And I have tracker, so I can tracker before the update. So I can see where he is. I strafe. This is the small details that people don't notice. I'm strafing while I'm shooting and going back to cover slowly. And at the same time, he's going prone. So I know that there's no point of me shooting anything. So I break line of sight. He knows I'm low. I know he's low. He's going to try to do something aggressive. And if he stays in his spot, I can just rush that. And that's when I do a sideways slide. And GG's. Alright, this one I also remember it. So I'm fighting multiple people. One of my teammates is down. The other is nowhere near me. Look at how I'm using slides or slide cancels and strafing just to stay behind some cover while I'm outnumbered. In this case, this is a 10 out of 10 movement without any camera breaks. This is how, look at how I'm gonna keep focusing on head glitches, and either if both can see me, then they can barely shoot me, or one can see me the whole time. He fell back, I chase. I shoulder peek, I see another. You see how I went back and then slid out? That will make him try to start coming towards me. Because, oh, now we are outnumbering him. We can easily win. And then when I slide, I'm sliding towards a piece of cover. Now it's easy. I remember this part. And this is a very simple one. He got his first shots on me. So I ran away. That made him think that I'm gonna run away and he's gonna chase me. This is a simple but perfect example of a fake. But while I'm going back in, I'm sliding. And then I cancel it. And I jump. Alright, and this is more about waiting for or creating for the opportunity. I know he's broken, so if I'm going to push, it's either now or never. I see that he's plating and he's about to be behind the box. So that box is going to be the reason, sorry, the main thing to break line of sight and push him. You see how I ran, but I'm starting to wiggle so I can stay behind him, behind the box. So if he goes left, I go right. If he goes right, I go left. And then I do a slide cancel jump. And the fight is done. I know that there's two because of the UAV. And regardless, here, the moment I got shot in the back, I don't focus on finishing the guy. I'm not gonna be playing in a thirsty way. I break line of sight, take cover, and I still. And then I do a slide cancel in one direction and jump to the back at this time. This time not jumping. So I noticed that there's another guy there. And the UAV is confirming that, but I don't have enough ammo. So first thing I do is I reload. Then I push in. And here, because of the audio, I know somebody's coming. And this is where I wanted to show you guys this clip, because in this case, I didn't use forward momentum and slid like the previous clip. In that previous clip, I had the luxury to do that and the time and the space. In this clip, I did not. So I instantly just did a sideways slide. Yes, it's a bit slower, but it's more than enough in this case. And this clip, I am most likely dead. The only thing that saved me is because we're at such a close range, doing slide cancels, jumps, or anything that has to do with movement will force them to aim a lot across the screen. And if they're low sense or mid sense players, they're in a bad spot because of that.
Oh
Slide
my
in one
God.
direction, jump to the other. So, the movement here, breaking line of sight, taking cover, dissecting the fight because sometimes I'm missing my shots. And then I did a slide cancel at the end and I killed them. But as soon as I killed them, I noticed that I'm getting shot by somebody else. Somebody was trying to third party. So I'm going to take plates and do the 3 R's. Most important R here is the reposition to break line of sight. And as I'm running, you can see him right over here. So why is this important? When I'm running, I'm not just trying to take cover. My eyes, well, you can't see where I'm looking at, but my eyes are where could he come from? So I'm looking over here or over here. That's it. The moment I see him, I'm gonna go right. Just in case, because that's where he is right now. And the moment I became ready, I have enough ammo, I have enough plates, I center and I wait. And I hear more footsteps, so I do the same thing once again. And as you can see, in this case, only the first guy I used movement on him, as in slide cancel and all that stuff. The second and the third guy, it was just about positioning. But movement or micro movement is what made it happen. So now here, I remember this one. I'm gonna have him broke. He just got landed and he got his loadout, so he definitely doesn't have any plates. He might loot some up front, but because I did a lot of damage, I know that if he peeks and he will shoot me first, the damage difference between us will give me still enough time to react and shoot him and down him even though he shot me first. The slide was... It made me faster, but it wasn't the point of this video. In this case, the decision making and when to do it. I remember this one. I said that so many times. These are my clips. Of course I remember them. Anyways, so this one is going to be versus a very sweaty player. I want you guys to look at how many times I'm taking a step back. I'm making sure there's a right time and right opportunity. Because if I mess up, he's most likely going to kill me. The moment I missed my shots on him, I went back behind cover and I stimmed. The moment that stim effect kicked in and now I have more speed, that's when I pushed out the next time. I didn't commit to keep shooting him when I wasn't able to land any shots on him. Alright, and this one is going to be a final circle and also against 2 sweats. So, I can see them on the minimap. I know one might third party. So, I'm not going to take a fight where it's going to take too much time. I'm going to try to avoid fighting this person. Even if I do a little bit of damage, I'm not going to push him. I'm going to wait for him to come to me. I'm baiting him using cover, using angles, using corners. And then when the right moment arises and I hear him based on audio that he's really close, I finish him off and then we focus on the second using the same exact principles and making sure that I'm taking cover the entire time. I fall back. He did the advantage on me. Crap. And now I shoulder peek and check. The last guy, so I shoulder peeked. If I just was very aggressive and I wasn't checking or I was shoulder peeking with an AR, I might have been dead because that guy had a sniper. So I was shoulder peeking with this SMG, which is probably the best SMG right now for movement and speed. And that gave me the advantage to see, oh, there's a sniper glint, let me fall back. He might have an AR with a big scope, but I don't know. No damage, I'm not gonna push. I close in the gap using cover. And I see that he's still on the roof. So, I'm gonna throw this PDS, I think it's called PDS. That will distract him and make him look down, and that's my chance to... Since he's gonna be looking down, I start fighting him. In this case, I'm sliding out of cover a bit because I know what angle he's gonna be holding. He's going to be holding somewhere near where my body is gonna show from the corner. That's where a slide would be better, and switch to my AR for better range. The moment I got that hit marker means that I just cancelled his plating and now is my chance to push.
And at the same time I can watch the stream.
Wait, give me As for this one, I know that somebody's there. I'm trying to kill him. So he might be between these two buses or he might be behind the last bus. So as I'm checking, I can either shoulder peek or do something that is aggressive like a slide cancel. So if he's pre-aiming one of them, he's not going to be able to land shots on me instantly. I prefer the slide because it's the start of the match. I did some damage on him and he's most likely running away. So I prefer to do something where he's not holding an angle. A slide will throw him off instead of shoulder peeking. Give me a sec. I didn't find him. I instantly go to the next one. I saw a minigun, that's it. In this case, I saw him, I missed my shots, I ran away. He thought I'm running away, he chased me, and now I'm doing damage on him and he's not doing anything yet. This one is going to be interesting. So, I made a mistake, he saw me at the perfect time. So I'm going to jump, run away, but I don't have the luxury of going wherever I want and applying the 3 R's. So I only have one corner. So look at how I'm using that corner to bait him, buy myself time to plate up, while at the same time doing damage from one area, then going somewhere else. It's a mix of cover-to-cover movement, it's a mix of faking, and a mix of shoulder peeking for information. So here I already got a knock. I finish him. I look at the minimap. In Resurgence, the moment you get it down, you have to look at the minimap and see where the teammates are. I see he's on my level and he's right there. The best thing to do right now, since you have all the information, is being aggressive because you know where to aim already. Slide cancel, jump. So here, I know that somebody is below me based off audio. Look at how I'm going to check with my shoulder peeking, and when I'm fighting, I'm not gonna force myself to do clicking once, shooting once, and I'm gonna wait till either he's dead or I'm dead. I'm gonna dissect the fight using the sideways slide. So, one guy ran to the right, another guy chased him to the right, and there was a sniper at the end of that tunnel. This is the only information I have right now. And we can hear shots, that means somebody might have been killed.
He went in the tunnel to your right there,
Yep.
boy.
There's two. So, I see somebody over there, I'm shooting, but at the edge of my eye, somebody's camping behind that box as well. So, we do a fake, we run in one direction. So this is where high sense is very rewarding because I instantly did a 180. And then I went back, and as you can see, this guy didn't even have the time to process what just happened. And he's dead. I'm gonna play that one more time so you can see the reaction speed.
Wait.
There's two. Now I know there's gonna be one more down the tunnel, and his teammate that ran away chased the other guy. He's gonna be coming back, and I hear the footsteps. So when they're at a certain loudness, I know that he's close enough, and that's when I do the slide cancel jump. Alright. Here, he is in cover. I missed a few shots, but I did land a few as well. I'm not gonna stay in my spot because I'm in the open. So I go from cover to cover, and look at how many times I shoot, go to cover, shoot, go to cover. I'm doing more damage than what he is doing. So as the time goes by, he's gonna end up dying while I'm not. This guy has zero info, he just pushed out in the open. This is bad movement. Somebody else is coming, You'll see. 3, 2, 1. Not bad. Alright, so this one is more of aggressive movement, especially with the broken Superi tac stance build. I was basically abusing my movement speed. Because I have this specific weapon, I was able to close in the gap a lot. And when I slide under somebody, they don't know if I went right, they don't know if I went left. This is just like, if you want to have fun and learn movement at the same time, I really advise you guys to try this at least. I finish one, I reload, replate, and reposition. I see him. We do the same thing again. Okay, this one is a very important fight. So I'm using a 20-round SMG. I can maybe finish one person. But I downed the first person. Look at how I'm gonna take advantage of these walls, these pillars, and these wooden boxes. So I just use cover to dissect the fight. I knock one, I go back to cover, reload, replate, reposition, and go again. In this case, there's no fancy slide cancel, jump, slide cancel, prone, and nothing. It's just going from one place to another and back and forth. So the moment I broke line of sight, I was wrong. There was a slide, but only when I broke line of sight. Then I go back. This is a case of where I fall back. There's no way I'm winning that fight. I mean, I'm able to. So, I expected that he's gonna push from above, but he didn't. Now, the moment I hear that he is behind the stairs, and you can see his head right here, if I stay in my own spot, I'm dead. If I try to mantle on the wall behind me, I'm dead. If I go to my right, he's gonna use these stairs as a good head glitch. So in this case, I have to push to him, because once I'm right under him, line of sight is blocked. And if he wants to shoot me, he either has to mantle up, like up these things, the edges of these stairs, and that's gonna take time, he's gonna get killed, or he has to go outside of cover and fight me there. Yeah, you wanna camp? You wanna camp? Your name fits your stink box. So I see somebody. I thought I was dead here. He's chasing me. So if I keep running, he's gonna keep running after me. I don't have plates, I don't have a good gun. So in this case, I did a fake, but instead of slide canceling around the corner or anything, I don't even have the space or luxury to do that. I just wait, he passes behind me, and he's dead. And this is a case of bad movement. So there was a clip in the other map, the other resurgence map, Area 99, where I damaged somebody and I knew that if he peeks, he's going to be killed. This guy did the same exact mistake. Sometimes it's just better to fall back and try to gain some cover. In this case, he didn't do that. This one, for context, I was in this building and I remember that the doors were open because I just ran out of that door like a few seconds ago. So the fact that it's closed is telling me something here. Sometimes information is going to be based on your memory, your short-term memory in this case. And then the slide cancel jump completes everything. But it's that information that told me where to look and where to do and when to do the slide. This is more like I had nothing else left in me. It was the last option, so I used the dolphin dive. Alright, so remember when I told you that sometimes sideways movement will not help you, it will make you lose a fight, and it's better to turn away and run using forward momentum? This is the clip I was talking about. So in this case, I saw somebody, he was fighting on the roof, and I go and push him. The problem here is, he did as much as damage that I did to him, but he has the high ground, I don't. And my shots are off. So if I stay in my spot, I know I'm dead. If I'm gonna do sideways movement, it's gonna take some time. It's gonna be a bit slower. So I do a 90 degrees flick. I run away, do a 180, just like the old movement mechanics days. That small line of sight breakage made him think that I'm running away. So as you can see, he's pushing me. And now I'm already centering, aiming at him, and he has no idea what's going on. Get on. This is either he's trying to be too aggressive for no reason, or remember I told you there is a problem when you move sideways and you press prone or slide, it will throw you off. That might be what happened to him. But what I was doing in my case is I have a head glitch. I'm in a good spot, I'm not gonna overdo it. He seems like a good player, he's pushing me, he's being aggressive, he might have some skills behind it. I don't have to overdo it. In this case, my movement was just staying behind cover. And his extra movement got him killed. Why did you move out of cover, bro? Why did you move out of cover? I'm sure somebody's still here. So, first thing is, the moment I got shot, I stimmed. And I ran away, broke line of sight. I looked at the minimap to see where the shots are coming from. Ironically, I was aiming at that person, but I was looking somewhere else on the screen. I played up, and I'm jumping. So in this case, instead of shoulder peeking, I'm jumping to get the information. It's the same thing. Or I'm head peeking instead of shoulder peeking. I see him pushing me, so I try to take cover instantly. And then I slide out of it. I miss my shots, and he's missing his shots as well. So technically, we're both in a bad spot. So here is where he made a mistake. He broke my plates, I didn't break his, but I think he ran out of ammo. I stand behind cover, and I knew in my head he's gonna push me. That's why I didn't plate up, I instantly slid out because I thought he's gonna push me in that moment. And he didn't take an advantage of that moment, that opportunity, and he ran back, and now he's losing. He's taking shots while not landing any shots on me. Down one. And this is a perfect example of cover-to-cover movement and breaking line of sight. With a shotgun, I can't just keep shooting non-stop. Well, at least, unless it's automatic. But those ones are shit. So, in this case, what I had to do is I need to shoot, take cover. Shoot, take cover. It's the same logic as going from one piece of cover to another while pushing. Just in this case, I'm moving sideways. So the slide cancel this case is not to break any cameras, it's to get to cover quickly. I slid in one direction, slid in the other, and then did a cancel, and I jumped sideways. There's help here, don't worry.
Yeah, there's another one,
like
but
that.
fun.
This is a quick and simple one. I heard the door behind me. I slid into him because I'm in a very bad spot. So I have no other chance to do anything. Jumping to my right is not going to be a good idea. So I slid into him. Don't worry. And you can see he's aiming down, looking sideways. He has no idea. And I jumped back. And that's it. So that, in this case, like, you have to use those fancy techniques. But look at how many videos I've already shown you guys. This is one of, I think, thousands of clips where I had to use that.
Yeah, there's another one,
like
but
that.
it's just funny that that happened.
Didn't go with you, yeah.
Both on our level.
One's coming in ground floor.
So, I see that on the UAV, they're both on my level. One, this is one information needs to get detailed. The way the guy to my left is, that means he's definitely inside the bathroom, not just to my left. He's inside that room. Another guy to my right. Based on that information, I can troll a bit. Hence, I did what you're gonna see now. And I didn't instantly go to the second guy. I ran back and then slid back in. So I looked away and gained momentum, slid. You see where he's looking? Because that's gonna be his first reaction. Oh, my teammate's getting shot. And he was getting shot from the door. Plus, you see him? Oh, I love this play. I love doing this. In this case, movement was more using what I have around me. In this case, the zipline. And although this is technically not movement, this is just to show you guys that you can move to other people and close that gap in different ways. I don't have to take the stairs and go all the way. Sometimes just need to think outside the box. Oh my god, that's so smart. I remember this one. Why do I keep saying I remember this one? Anyways, this is a fight where there isn't any technique here specifically. I just knew that I was in a bad spot and I can't run away. So all I could do is strafe and stim, and hopefully that will get me out of cover. So sometimes you're going to be in situations like this, and it's totally fine if you win them or lose them. Alright, and now how to practice, progress, and what to expect along the way. First of all, when you want to practice movement, the first thing that you need to work on is making sure that you're taking cover. Not the slide cancels, not the advanced slide cancel jump or slide prone, the one that you guys are going to give a name to. Don't do that. I've coached a lot of people on movement, and the number one thing was cover to cover movement. Once you guys are in a spot where I'm taking cover, you're in a spot where I'm checking for information, I'm looking at my surroundings, I'm looking at my UAVs, my mini-maps, I'm using my money to get UAVs, that's when you pick one movement technique. In this case, the slide cancel jump. You practice doing it, slide cancel jump to the front, back, right, left. You get used to that muscle memory. Once you get used to that muscle memory, the next thing is you have to start practicing the same exact move again in the firing range or in plunder, whatever fits for you, and practice your aim while you're doing it. Practice your aim while you're doing it is extremely important, because when you jump, you have to aim down while your body is going up, and then as your body goes back down, you have to aim up again. You have to get used to that. Once you get used to this muscle memory for both of these things, aim and movement, you head into Warzone. You play solos. If you want to practice, you want to be better, I don't want to hear I'm practicing while I'm playing with my friends. Forget about that. You play solos, because in that case, everything that happens is on your responsibility. You have to do everything, and the enemy is just one person. It's not going to be overwhelming. Like, I'm not asking you to practice movement versus 2, 3, or 4 people. So while you're playing solos, try to mess with these movements. Try to mess with asking yourself, did I do it too early? Did I do it too late? Or did I do it on time? Every time you fail or you win, record it, clip it. Depending on what platform you're on, there's different ways of clipping and recording things. Make sure that you do that and you watch them. Or gather them up and send them to me, and I can do the review for you as well. As you're doing that, remember that just doing a slide cancel jump, we're just talking in this case with one technique. Sometimes you're going to use it offensively, sometimes you're going to use it defensively, sometimes you use it defensively to fake a person, use it offensively. The limits are what you can imagine. All right, just make sure that you're working on cover, line of sight, and information. Once you have that done, you feel like you're starting to get more kills than deaths while you're doing that move. That is when you can add another move to your arsenal. That doesn't mean that you stop using the first one, but since you're getting more kills than deaths while using that technique, so you have a clear understanding of what to do with it, when to do it, you can start adding a different move. You can start, and while you're doing those techniques, don't forget about the basic ones. Never, never, never forget about shoulder peeking, about checking for info before you push, because it tends to happen when I'm asking people to do movement. They're like, yeah, I'm aggressive, let's go, and they start pushing into rooms nonstop. As you saw in the clips, I check for information first. Don't get overwhelmed. Although if you do and you feel that rush, go with it. Just don't be mad if you lose. You take it as a learning lesson. With that being said, doing this movement guide felt amazing. Being back on YouTube with you guys felt amazing. Don't forget to like and sub. And whatever problem you guys have, please write it down so I can help you with it. I'll see you guys in the next video.